Roberts. Roberts down by the byline, puts it in a good cross here. Well caught by Alexander. And he's carrying on his good form. Alexander's been in very good form since he came back to the Poppies. But Glennon there, not alert enough, almost lost the ball. But good work from Shane Flynn. Gets it to Ranger, but Ranger's touch heavy. It's back to Glennon, needs to react quickly. He goes down. A foul there by Josh McCammon. It'll be a free kick just outside the area, but Glennon was caught napping, really, and did well to react. That he is up from the tackle, and Alexander with the ball. So Kettering following on from that 1-1 draw at Worcester, and it was a interesting performance as Alexander puts the ball out wide on the far side to Forsyth, back to Alexander, switches it to Glennon. Glennon sending it towards Rangers, being held all the time there by the number 4 Liam Moore, and referee doesn't take any action. Headed on to Flynn, he's under pressure. Back to Forsyth. Forsyth sends it out wide. It's a long ball, though, giving no chance at any of the Poppies forwards going on there. It's into the 5th minute, 0-0. Listen to Poppies TV audio, sponsored by Elgood's Brewery. And a decent night here at Lateral Park in our new gantry, which looks very responsive, almost like the Hilton. And a little bit more space than the Hilton, I would have thought. But it's Kettering breaking away here. Shot comes in. It's a deflection, and that goes for a corner. And that was Loza there, breaking on a snap chance from the throw-in. And he tried a low drive that was deflected by Bonswell. And that is going to be a corner for the Poppies on the far side by the scoreboard. Poppies fans in that ProSaw stand. On the far side, corner comes in from Flynn. Little flick on there, flicked on and knocked on. Shot comes in, and it's eventually cleared by Spalding. Bit of panic in the Spalding area. Cleared by Sembi Ferris. And Alexander's come out of his goal. Gets it to Lewis on the far side. It's a long ball towards Ranger. Ranger's onside. Can he turn? Oh, he's unlucky there. He tried to shimmy the ball too long, and he couldn't do much with it. Thanodge squares it to Lewis. Lewis back to Forsyth. Welcome, Gary Foreman. A few technical problems we had earlier, I believe.
Yeah, I think we've just got them sorted out, so hopefully everybody's now able to hear the commentary. I've just put on the Poppies chat thread that if you reboot it, it should be good to go, and you can hear us live here from Latimer Park now.
Well, Flynn's breaking away, gets the ball through to Stanley. Stanley, who was exceptional at Worcester, puts the ball in towards that back post. A chance here. Loads of volleys in there. It's a goal! One referee and linesman give it. It was cleared on the line, but Loza gets it in. I think it was Loza. And the linesman on the far side signaled to the referee that it was in. Spalding not happy, but it was on the line. Kettering take the lead.
I think Ranger got the last touch on that one. I don't think Loza's shot across the line. The linesman only flagged after Noel Ranger got his head to it, only a yard or two out. That was enough to get the ball over the line, and the Poppies have an early lead.
Yes, indeed, it was Noel Ranger, but credit to Loza as well for getting the ball in there. It looked a combination of the two, but Ranger gets his 4th goal of the season, and Kettering go ahead here in the 7th minute. Is there going to be a repeat of last season, do you think? The way. And Lawler, he fancy on the far side, but there is Crowther. Ball's going to go out of play. A bit thrown on that far side. It is Andow, Levy Andow with it. He back from a little injury. And a little turn there, but it's to give an advantage to the home side. And Cybulski, who scored that penalty against Kettering last season, the 1-1 draw, he shot wide of the post. Certainly he's a handful when he's on form, is Cybulski. He's got a hatful of goals last season for the Tulips. Of course, this fixture is one of the very few games where two plants are involved, poppies and tulips. That is with Alexander at the moment. He plays it out wide to Crowther. Back to Alexander. I'm not keen on this bit. And Alexander's made a boo-boo there. Penalty. No. Referees waved it away. Alexander brought it down. So can't believe it, can Spalding, but I thought straight away that's a penalty. But Stanley is away. He's been chased by two. He goes down. That is a foul. Nothing given. It's evened up. And looked like to me a penalty, that all the way.
I don't know. Alexander stuck his leg out, and the striker Cybulski conveniently went over it. So, but yes, it's a relief it was a given, that's for sure, because all the early hard work that the Pops had done to get the noses in front would have gone out the window, or the chance of a penalty to do that. And the referee,
there just seemed to be too much faffing around down there rather than clearing the ball. Too much interplay.
That's a warning for Jason to clear the ball a bit quicker. And now there's another warning for the Spalding bench, where the referee is across to have words, and there's a card shown. That's a yellow card, I think it was.
Well, Jimmy Dean is known for being quite active, isn't he, on the sidelines, and the early card there for him, of course. But, of course, the other thing was when Stanley was brought down here as well, he thought that was a foul, but I suppose one evens up the other. But as you said, Alexander will need to react a little bit quicker and not play the delicate ball as much as he was doing there with his defenders, and just clear it, because you can't give Cybulski too many chances. He's a hot shot and will punish you if you give him the chance. Throw in on the far side to Spalding. Hasn't been taken yet. It has now, cleared by Crowther. Only Ranger up front, chests it down, but it goes straight to a Spalding player. It's outside to Roberts. Roberts coming inside, might try one. That is blocked by Connor Stanley. Goes out for a throw on the right-hand side. So if you just joined us, it's 1-0 to the Poppies. Goal scored from point-blank range by a Ranger. As Roberts breaks away again, puts in a cross. That goes over and out of play. That'll be a goal kick. Ranger getting his fourth goal of the season from point-blank range after Loza had done all the hard work. Of course, the ball didn't look like it across the line, but the linesman has got a better view than we have, signalled it had, and Kettering went ahead. So 1-0 at the moment, early doors here at this Premier Central game. Alexander, a low kick, lobbed out to Roberts, who's been seeing a lot of the ball. The bounce almost beat him, but he has beaten Flynn. Roberts and Flynn tangling, but Glennon gets the ball. Roberts goes down, wanting a penalty, not going to get it. Stanley trying to find Ranger, but arrives at Johnson. That's Connor Johnson finding McCammon, back to Johnson. Johnson sends it out wide for Roberts to chase. Roberts and Flynn again. Flynn then is fouled. And Roberts not happy with the decision, but he's having a little chat with the official on this right-hand side. But it is a free kick which Alexander will take. 1-0 to the Poppies.
Yes, 1-0 after the scare for Alexander, and I'm sure he's learnt his lesson. I'm sure he'll be clearing it a lot quicker this evening. So he now clears right to left with a giant free kick, finds Ranger, who flicks it on. And Semble Beres is trying to shepherd it out and wins a free kick. Connor Stanley nibbling away at his ankles. Decent attendance here this evening. Paul Jones in goal, or green, will take the free kick just inside his own area. And he'll be looking for Cybulski, no doubt, up front. In fact, he comes out onto this near side to Jack Roberts. Roberts inside, half cut out by Forsyth, and then cleared fully by Ando. Hiked back into the Poppies area. But Crowther does well, clears it to the halfway line. And Bonswell wins a throw-in for the Tulips.
Throw in on the far side then, not been taken as it has now. It is back with Bonswell. He squares it in the middle to Lawler. Out wide to Semby Ferris. Good ball, intercepted though by Thanodge. He finds Stanley. Stanley to Lewis. Lewis squares it to Loza. Loza turns out to wide. Good ball there. A 1-2. Loza away again. Ball is on that far side again into Loza. Little trouble there. Goes down. Nothing given by the referee, but Loza in a tangle with two. And he's adjudged to a foul. I'd have thought it was the other way around personally, but it isn't.
It's interesting. Corn playing Harborough today and quarter down to 10 men, so it's a possibility of a suspension for Saturday, depending on what the red car was for. We're back underway with Spalding in the centre circle. Captain Moore plays it across to Connor Johnson. Johnson back to Moore, just inside their own half. Back to Johnson. Up is well organised and grouped now. Only Ranger up front as the lone striker. Now they go long, looking for the winger on the far side, and it's well intercepted by Crowther, but it's at the expense of a corner. Corner to the visitors, first one of the evening.
Corner on the far side then for the Tulips, who obviously wanted to get back into this game early doors. Dan Lawler over there to take it. They're all bunched in that area. Referee needs to keep his eyes on the shenanigans that go on in the 6-yard box, but everything seems okay at the moment. Spalding ball comes in, and Alexander couldn't really get his arms to it or hands to it, which, considering his height, it's interesting as it's now back with McCammon outside the area, flicked in. A chance here maybe, but Thanodge intervenes, gets a foot in, plays it out wide to Forsyth. Kettering breaking away from their own area to Stanley, back to Forsyth, back to Stanley. Stanley now going forward, being chased by 2-3 to Ranger. Stanley moves out the way. Ranger's frustration there, but a very good ball on the far side here for Jack Roberts to chase. If he can keep it in, he has done. He's being marshalled by Crowther. Back on the far side. It's with Bendel, plays it back to Connor Johnson. Not right, seeing Connor Johnson playing in all blue with a yellow flash. But he has and is, as Johnson plays it out wide again to Bendel. Still in their own half, pumps it forward. It's a good ball actually, but offside. And that movement breaks down. You're into the 17th minute of this game here on Tuesday night. Good night for football. Better watching this or listening to this than the England game. And thank goodness I didn't watch that fiasco on Saturday. But I believe there is a game on tonight. But
yes, well, it's Serbia, and I'm sure some of the Poppies fans might be watching that game on the television and have their earpiece in for this commentary here at Latimer Park. Best of both worlds, probably.
Well, Alexander is coming well out of his area to take this on the far side. This free kick sends it towards Ranger. Ranger gets a little flick onto it towards Loza out wide. Good ball comes in again. It's deflected. Out comes the keeper, Jones, Paul Jones. Wasn't he with Manfred Mann originally, Paul Jones, or the Blues Band?
There's a John Paul Jones who was the bassist in
Led Zeppelin, but I'm sure there's a Paul Jones that was with Manfred Mann,
Manfred Mann is confirmed.
And the Blues Band. I thought my music knowledge might come in useful at some point, at any time it does. On the far side, though, with Kettering getting the ball away, it will be a Kettering Town throw-in. It comes off Bonswell. And,
just to let the listeners know, it's a familiar three at the back, Glenn and Forsyth. And Ando, Levi Endo is the third centre half. And Crowther's in a bit more unfamiliar position as a right wing back this evening, with Flynn as the left wing back.
Throw-in been taken, and it's still in play. Spalding do well, but intercepted by Lewis. Finds Glennon. Glennon out wide to Flynn. Flynn to Thanodge. Thanodge back to Flynn. He's under pressure, gets knocked off the ball, but looked like a Spalding throwing to me. But Roberts not happy with the decision. I must say I actually agree with him, but Flynn gets the throw in for capture to Thanodge. Back to Flynn, sends it towards Ranger. Johnson gets ahead to it, but only towards Stanley. He can't control it. It's a hoof and a chase for the number 11 Cisse over there. We had a Cisse playing for Worcester on Saturday who was a thorn in the derriere, and this Cisse looks equally as difficult to play against. She's going through, but robbed by Crowther, by Forsyth, sorry. Gets it to Stanley. Stanley, diminutive, plays it back to Forsyth. He finds Glennon. Glennon to Flynn. Flynn inside to Lewis. He decides to put it back to Alexander. And the onrushing Josh McCammon tries to stop things. Ranger being held back, but ball is with Semby Ferris. Glennon intercepts, gets it to Stanley. Stanley's got Flynn overlapping. Stanley sets away Flynn. Loza and Ranger going inside there. Here's a Ranger, but a little foot in, only towards Lewis. It's back with Flynn. There is Stanley. He's robbed by Jack Roberts, and Spalding get the ball away. McCammon, he sends it to Moore. Back to Paul Jones. So, Cage's one advantage. Scored early doors by Niall Ranger. Second goal at home this season of the four. Long searching ball for Cisse on that far side. But that's cut out by Crowther. Does well. And the ball has gone out of play. It comes off a Spalding player there, and Loza will take this throw in on the halfway line.
Looks quick, that number 11, Cisse, for the visitors. And Crowther's going to have his work cut out. He's going to be doing a fair bit of running, I think, this evening. Throw into the Poppies then, just inside their own half, to Ando. And further back to Captain Forsyth. Forsyth takes it back onto his right foot and then launches it. And it's a good ball to Connor Stanley. Stanley cutting in field with Flynn on the overlap, but fortunately the pass was under hit. And it's laid back to Jones, who clears over the halfway line. Cisse wins the first header, but Forsyth does well to mop up. To Fan. Back to Glennon. Halfway inside the Biz half, but Lewis, good bit of possession play at the moment, looking for options. Connor Stanley on this near touch line and back to Glennon. Glennon surveys his option, goes short to Thanodge. Back to Glennon. Poppy's being pushed back at the moment towards their own penalty box. Thanodge does well in the end to beat McCammon and brings it forward to Ranger. Good flick off from Ranger to Thanodge again. Better from the Poppies now as they cross into the Tulips half. Ranger, 1-2 with Lewis. Lewis finds, look at Loza. Loza just had a nibble, unfortunately, at Semple Ferris's ankle on the edge of the box. And free kick given to Spalding, but that was a very bright move, Paul.
Very good move indeed. Kettering moving the ball around really well. Rather harsh decision as well. But Kettering, yeah, good play with Ranger, Loza, Stanley and Lewis. That's what we want to see. Out comes Paul Jones to take this free kick. Wearing number 13. It's not very often you see a player wearing a number 13.
No, not through choice, unless he's the I can only think he's the substitute goalkeeper or the second choice goalkeeper. You would have thought normally it'd be number one guaranteed.
Stanley intercepts in the centre circle, and then a series of ricochets. The ball's back with Johnson. He's coming forward, and he goes down. A foul on him, much to the Kettering fans' displeasure. Halfway in the Spalding half on the far side, just over halfway on the other side there. Johnson taking the Free kick eventually gets it to Dan Lawler. He's their penalty guy, Lawler. Moore sends it out wide to Roberts. Roberts chests it down, but Flynn gets a foot in, gets it to Stanley, then back to Flynn. Lewis to Ranger. Ranger does well. Levitt, and a foul there by Liam Moore. That needs a little word. Referee coming over. Rangers' trickery was too much for Liam Moore. I don't think he's going to go into the book, but I think the referee will have a little word with the captain. And Ranger gets up, grimacing as he
Yeah,
gets
that was
up.
more than a nibble, that one.
And then over the free kick, about 10 yards inside the Kettering half, in the middle of the park almost. Right-footed, sends it out wide on the far side. Lewis slips. And McCammon gets the ball away, but only towards Forsyth. Plays it out wide to... and now there's Ranger. Out comes the keeper, drops it. Ranger, 2-0. Goalkeeping error. And Johnson and the goalkeeper collide. They drop the ball between them. And there's Ranger to plant it into an empty net. 2-0.
Well, that was a comedy of errors for Spalding. The ball was hoisted sort of hopefully into the box. Ranger went to go for it, but Jones and Cisse were underneath it, and they just ran into each other. Jones straight through the back of, I think it's Cisse, was it more penalty box, riding around, but I don't know whether he's hurt or hurt from embarrassment that his side has just conceded a second goal.
As you say, it was a calamity, wasn't it? And from out of nothing, really, the two of them collided, and the goalkeeper made an absolute pig's ear of that, didn't he? And delightful for Kettering fans.
Perhaps he is the second choice goalkeeper.
Probably will start singing with the blues band, but there's plenty of time. We can't rest on the laurels here. 25 minutes gone. Kettering Town 2, Spalding 0. Listen to Poppy's TV audio, sponsored by Elgood's Brewery, with myself, Paul Cook, and Gary Foreman, bringing you this live broadcast from Latimer Park on this Tuesday night. So Ranger getting his 5th goal. Of course, we haven't had a hat-trick. I'm not going to go into that. Not at home since, I think it was Matt Stevens all those years ago, as Stanley tries to break forward. But there's another chance here for Kettering. There is Glennon at the back mopping up this clearance. Going to go out of play, it is, for Kettering retrieve the ball, but Stanley loses it to Lawler. Lawler to, well, he's retrieved the ball, squares it in the centre. Good movement here to Cybulski. There is Crowther on his thigh, flicks it forward, but only towards Lawler, who intercepts. Bonswell can't do much with that. And Stanodge breaks away for Kettering, then is knocked off the ball. The Albanian Prince there looking a bit disgusted with what happened, but it goes over Roberts. And that will be a Kettering Town throwing on this right-hand side. Kick been taken. It's with the captain Forsyth. He sends it a long chase on that far side for Crowther. Crowther gets ahead onto it. Crowther breaking away. Only Ranger in there. Ranger's there. Can he get one in? Oh, it's hit Liam Moore and offside. So that was a bit unfortunate for Ranger. It hit Liam Moore and was cleared. It's been taken quickly. It's a chase for Cisse on the far side. Quite alert. And Kettering get the ball back to Alexander. Not sure what he's doing with it, but he needs to clear it. He does. Gets to Johnson. Finds McCammon. Intercepted by Flynn. He's out of pace, though, by Roberts. Roberts was a low trajectory ball in. Cybulski. Shot comes in. Brilliant save. Absolutely outstanding save from Jason Alexander at full stretch. It was a lovely move by Spalding. Hit on the half volley. There's Alexander. Saw it late. Full stretch, pushing it over the bar. What a save, Gary.
What an absolute blinding save that was. That all looked for the world as though Spalding were going to get a goal back. But Alexander full stretch save, strong hand to actually push the ball out and up and away, and only in a corner. But my word, that was great goalkeeping. That really was.
Corner then on this right-hand side. Up go the arms. I'm never sure what that means, but Lawler with it. Hasn't been taken yet. Down on this right-hand side, on the tin hat end, it comes in. Out comes Alexander. Stretches, catches to the cheers of the Kettering fans under no pressure whatsoever. Bowls the ball out to Loza on the far side. Loza plays it back to Crowther, sending it long. It's a chase here for Stanley. And good work on the far side. And Kettering do regain possession, trying to find Ranger. Ranger beats Johnson. He goes down in the process, but it's Spalding that clear the ball. Cybulski. It's out wide here for Sembi Ferris. Plays it out to Roberts. We've seen quite a lot of the ball on this right-hand side. He plays it back to Dan Lawler. Lawler squares it to Connor Johnson. He's on the halfway line. Plays it forward. Little flick through, but Roberts does get there. It's good running from Roberts. Again, the ball comes in low. There's a chance here. 2-1. Good goal, Cybulski. And they're back in it. Lovely work there from Roberts. Got the cross in from the byline into the centre. And there's the big man. Planting it by Alexander. They're back in the game. 2-1.
Yes, Roberts looks quite lively on this near side, and he beat Flynn for pace, took it to the byline, rifled the cross across, and Cybulski, the poacher, only about 2 yards, 3 yards in, and it was an easy finish as far as he's concerned. 2-1.
So Thanodge then probing for, but he loses out to Lawler. Back to Roberts, the playmaker. He comes inside, but there is Lewis doing exceptionally well. Plays it to Flynn. Flynn, little dummy there. He's got Stanley on this right-hand side. Ferris in front of him. Flynn might overlap, but Stanley comes inside, gets it to Loza. Loza trying to put in a shot, being pushed out wide. Still Loza. Comes inside, nobody with him. Plays it out wide to Crowther, puts the ball in. It's deflected to Johnson, then cleared by Spalding. Thanodge gets a head on to it. Lewis plays it back to Forsyth in Kettering's half. And back to Thanodge. To Lewis, back to Thanodge. He's got Stanley out wide. Here's Stanley. Stanley comes and he's pushing a bit wider there, and that'll be marshalled out for a goal kick, which it is. Good work from Spalding. Enterprising stuff from the Poppies. And if you've just joined us, it's Kettering Town 2, Spalding 1. Both Kettering goals scored by Niall Ranger. And Spalding replying a few minutes ago with Bart Cybulski getting in a very good, well-worked goal by Roberts. It's almost a tap-in, but very well-worked goals. All of them, really. You should expect this to be a good game between two of the sides that are fancied for promotion. And Spalding getting back into the game as Glennon plays it back to Alexander. Alexander taking his time in the D. He sends it out wide to Crowther, headed on. Loza won't get that. And Matthew Bonswell does. Buys Cybulski, who goes down. But Spalding retained the ball. Good work for them. It's out wide to Roberts again. All the balls going down. A little nutmeg there on Flynn. But good work from Stanley and Flynn to get the ball back. Stanley back to Glennon. And away now comes Connor Stanley. Man of the match against Worcester. He plays it to Glennon in the penalty area, slowing things down a little bit. Been quite frenetic as the ball is pumped forward towards Crowther on the far side, heads it on towards Loza. He gets a head on to it, but Bonswell is there. He clears it. That will be a throw-in. No. It's a free kick. A little push in the back by Loza.
You're listening to Poppy's TV audio, sponsored by Elgar's Brewery. Thank you once again, Marcus, for your continued support as we broadcast today from our new home. Same old gantry, but anybody that's here can see that we've gained a roof proper and some sides. It's a bit of red and black paint and the KTFC and badge on the front. So thank you very much for the football club. And thank you, Marcus, again for the sponsorship.
Alexander had to clear that one rather hurriedly as it's back with Thanodge, but he loses the ball. There is Thanodge, though, retaining it. He's got Ranger in front of him, Loza out wide. Ball is now with Loza. Back to Crowther. Back to Thanodge. Thanodge needs to do something with it. He's been hustled and hassled and then loses the ball rather easily as Spalding come away with the ball with McCammon. He's got Roberts who he's going to use, but no, he uses Sembi Ferris. Roberts is in front of him. No doubt he'll push it towards him. He does. Roberts down by the byline again, causing havoc down that side. Puts the ball over low. That is going to be cleared. It is by Flynn and then Stanley. But it's back with Roberts. There must be a magnet with Roberts. That goes out of play for a goal kick. Few scores to bring you. Bishop Stortford 0, Leiston 1, Bromsgrove 1, Banbury United 0, Royston 1, Needham Market 0, and Stratford 2, Barwell 0, Stamford 1, Redditch 0. All the rest are at 0-0 and nothing from Real Bedford and Bury, so not sure what's gone there as Stamford put the ball in again. Here's 2-2. And that is a shock. It's Cybulski again. It was on the far side, low cross, tapped him from 6 yards, level, and Cybulski having 2 goals.
There's a poor clearance actually from Jason Alexander, only found a Spalding player in the middle of Kettering's half. He released Cisse. Cisse took it down onto his left foot, put the cross in, and Cybulski side foots it home. And that was an easy finish for him. And the Kettering defence will wonder why they didn't get closer to the big man.
Well, 2-0 to 2-2. Some defensive frailties creeping into Kettering's game, costing. And from the kick-off, Connor Stanley loses the ball. It goes out for a throw. And the impetus now then with the home side into the with the away side. Sorry, the 36 minutes gone here as Liam Moore plays it to Connor Johnson. Johnson looking up. Plays it inside to Bendel. It's back with the keeper. And he very quickly gets it back to Moore, the captain, out wide to Sembi Ferris. Inside to McCammon. McCammon breaking forward. Ball comes through. Here needs to be some action here. Out comes Alexander. There's almost a collision between him and Crowther, but Alexander got there. Sends the ball long towards Ranger. Ranger gets the head on, but it's not going to arrive at Stanley. Hooked away by Johnson. Cybulski gets it, but there's Flynn. Back to Forsyth. He sent it out wide towards Loza. He can't control it. Goes on the far side to Bonswell. Back to Connor Johnson. Spalding's tails are up at the moment, as you'd expect, coming down from 2-0 to level it at 2-2. Ball is back with the keeper, Paul Jones. Sends it down the centre. The Scythe gets ahead to it. There is Lawler. It's going to be fed towards Roberts on this right-hand side. Roberts is going to win this battle. He does. He comes inside again. Roberts, all sorts of problems here. Comes in. That should have been 3-2 and is. Absolute mistake by Kettering there. It's Cybulski hat-trick. And Spalding coming back from 2 down to 3-2. Dreadful defending by Kettering. And it was almost like the ball was going out. It was kept in. And there's Cybulski from point-blank range to steer it by Alexander. 3-2.
Oh, dear. Disaster for the Poppies. Roberts again making himself a nuisance. Doing well getting the cross in. Cybulski had a swing, and he did get the contact he wanted. It looked as though he was going to get his goal then, but the ball just ricocheted to Flynn, and Flynn just sort of controlled it back into Cybulski's path. And
well, it was a comedy of errors, really, wasn't it?
I was going to say, we've had a comedy of errors to our left, and that was a comedy of errors to our right.
Not sure what's going on at the moment, but the referee is trying to get the players away from the dugout of the Spalding side there, and not sure what is going on here. But well, who'd have thought that 10 minutes ago? Kettering 2-0 up, find themselves 3-2 down. All goals scored by two players, 2 for Ranger and 3 for Bart Cybulski. I said he was a handful, and he's been proved to, along with the sensational Roberts on this right-hand side, who's causing absolute havoc every time he gets the ball as Loza plays it back to Andow. He chips it forward to Crowther, to Loza, and Loza wins the battle. Ranger's in there. Loza coming forward. Still Loza gets the ball to Ranger, but it's cleared. Roberts plays it out wide for Cisse. And Cybulski is in the middle again, but well won by Andow. Puts it out for a throw-in on the far side. 5 goals in the first half. Not very often that happens.
No, unfortunately, three at the wrong end as far as we're concerned. But that's another time there. It's like parting of the Red Sea.
Well, defensive frailties have come into Kettering's game at the wrong time against the wrong opponents, and they've been exploited. And from the euphoria of going 2-0 up through an error in the Spalding half, Spalding have come back and planted 3 goals in Kettering's net. Referee telling him to get on with it on the far side. It is with McCammon. Puts in a very good ball here. It's cleared by Crowther. It's back to Roberts, and Roberts, knife through butter, puts the ball in. It's clear. Semby Ferris plays it to Johnson. Connor Johnson. He plays it back to the keeper, Paul Jones. He's on the edge of his penalty area. So Jones out wide to Liam Moore. Moore sends it in towards Cybulski. Sends it to Roberts. Good one with him to McCammon through to Cybulski. Cybulski might try a long ranger. He does, high and wide. But one thing on his mind, shoot on sight. And why not? He's got 3.
The evening you're having at the moment. But I'd rather have him shooting from outside the box than inside the box where he's poached all 3 goals.
Well, it's the 30 Spalding fans that are singing the most at the moment. As Flynn and can't get there, as Cybulski plays the ball out to Roberts. Cisse's on the back post. Roberts down by the corner flag. Plays it inside to Dan Lawler. The little 1-2 cleared by Forsyth towards Loza. Loza turns, but he loses the ball. Well won by Bodswell. Gets it to Johnson. He sprays it out wide, and that should arrive at Alexander. It does. He collects it and rolls it a couple of yards in front of him. Ball sent long. Push in the back there. Nothing given by the referee. But it's a Kettering throw-in on the far side. Into the 43rd minute of this exciting first half, if you're a neutral. 5 goals. Loza from the throw-in. Loses the ball. It's another throw-in, though, from the original. Crowther. He finds Andow, back to Crowther. Andow sends it long towards Ranger. He's muscled off the ball. Cybulski can't win this one. Glennon can. Gets it back to Andow. He plays it out wide to Lewis. Lewis to Flynn. Flynn can't do much with that. It goes out of play. That should be a Kettering throw-in. It is. Flynn will take this quickly. He has. Back to Glennon on the halfway line. Glennon rolls the ball just in front of him, plays it out to wide towards Crowther on that far side. Crowther traps it on his knee, gets it to Loza. Loza back to Crowther. And puts the low ball in. It's a slice. And Stanley might try a long range. It can. It's a block. And Spalding get the ball away rather luckily, but they do. And cleared quite well. But an aimless ball goes straight through towards Alexander, who comes out of his goal. Passes it to Forsyth in the centre. It's back with Glennon into the 44th. As Forsyth looks up, sends the ball out wide for Crowther. Bonswell is there. He finds Cisse on the far side. Lawler, McCammon. Good work from Spalding. Finds Cisse. Cisse. Roberts been given a lot of room here on this right-hand side, unmarked at the moment. Flynn's just seen it. It comes in. Here's a chance here for the work from Spalding, knife through butter stuff, and he hits it over the bar from the 6-yard box.
Well, that was a let-off. Pure and simple, that was a let-off. And again, though, Cybulski just finding space. Kettering defenders, we've got 3 centre-halves out there, and they must have been about 3 yards away from him. And he was just outside the near the penalty spot. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. They must do a better job of picking him up, because he is definitely the danger man.
From the goal kick, Ranger gets the head onto it, but Spalding get the better of it. Ranger tries again. He does win the ball, gets it out to Crowther. Crowther back to Thanodge. Sends it long for Loza. Only Stanley, now Ranger in that area. Loza probing away. Still Loza. Beats one, trips. Gets the ball back to Loza. Can he get a shot in? He can't. He's going to be muscled out of it. Comes in here. It's cleared. Desperation stuff from Spalding. 3 minutes of time added on to be played. It is a Poppy's corner just before half-time. Can they level it? We will see. It's a throw-in, in fact, not a corner. I thought it was going to be a throw-in, but it's gone out for a throw-in. A long throw-in comes in from Crowther. It's headed back to Crowther. He takes a touch, puts the ball in. The chance here. It's the post. And Kettering can't. Is it in? No, it's out. It bounced out. I think Kettering thought the ball had gone in. And then they lose the ball from the resulting melee that followed. But a header there hit the post. They thought it was in, I think.
Yeah, it could have been a game of 2 hat-tricks in the first half. It was Ranger that rose the tallest. Good header, downward header. The keeper was beaten, but the post wasn't, unfortunately, for the Poppies.
We're deep now into time added on. There were 3 minutes of time added on. And Paul Jones in all green for the visitors. Sends the ball long towards Cybulski. It doesn't reach him. It does reach Ranger, chests it down. Ranger plays the ball out wide to Crowther. Ranger now darting into that penalty area. Gets the ball out wide to Loza. Loza playing some trickery, but then he loses the ball. Cleared by Spalding. It goes out for a Poppy's throw-in. There will be time to take this throw-in. If they hurry up, that is. Crowther still with the ball. Sends it towards Ranger. Ranger can't get much on it. McCammon does. There is Andow. He's fouled by Cybulski. That will be a free kick. And a yellow card to Jack Roberts, isn't it?
Yeah, Jack Roberts. It's the only thing he's done wrong this half.
It is. He's been exceptional on this right-hand side, creating at least 2 of the goals. And has been mustered throughout. But a free kick, just a yard inside their area, taken quickly to Thanos. Referee's got the whistle in his mouth, so the half will be imminently finishing. Ranger to Andow through to Lewis. He's knocked off the ball. It's back with the keeper. He clears it. And it's going to be a throw-in still. Time to take this. Referee. Ball is with Loza. Referee still with a whistle in his mouth. Plays it out wide. It